I'm Catherine Austin, and welcome to Living Karma Yoga. This is a show where we celebrate all that the yoga world has to offer, from the postures to music, mantra, meditation, travel, cooking, and so much more. Yoga for 1 hour isn't just enough in today's busy world, so we always help you take your yoga off the mat and into your life. I hope you find here many tools to help you live the life you deserve. And that's a life where you can literally vibrate love, joy, fulfillment, and abundance in all forms. So today, I have a beautiful guest with me, Tim Ruggles, and he is the Executive Director, CEO of Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County. Tim has had 20 years of nonprofit management and leadership experience, and it includes his current role with Habitat, as well as Vice President of Operations at the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center, Director of Operations at the Birmingham Bloomfield Chamber, and Business Manager at Kirk in the Hills Presbyterian Church. He currently serves on the Board of Directors for the Michigan Architectural Foundation and has served as second Vice President on the Habitat Michigan Board of Directors. I love this about Tim. He sailed the Great Lakes for more than 35 years. He races on Lake St. Clair, but enjoys the solitude of cruising the Great Lakes in his sailboat called Dreamer. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I was really excited to call you to do this show because of our just brand new partnership that we're going to talk about today.
Awesome.
But, you know, I love your bio. There's always so much richness in there. So before we dive into our partnership and all the layers of it, which I'm really excited about, I'd love to know about your journey on what brought you to where you are today with Habitat for Humanity.
Wow, that's a wide open question.
That's one whole show.
Well, someone very wise once told me in my career to not just look for the next job when you think it's time to find the next challenge or the next opportunity, but to look towards an organization that you think you would fit into and that you would enjoy working for. So early on in my career, before I even got close to working at Habitat, I always used to go to the Habitat website because I thought with my experience in construction and in real estate and management and administration that Habitat was a great organization where I could take all of my experience and my skills and my gifts and put them all together and serve other people. And it just happened that at the right time in my life that this role became available. And I applied for it, and here I am today.
Well, in yoga, we call that your dharmic destiny, and that everything that you've done before you got here led you to be in this position. So you would definitely agree, right?
Oh, definitely agree.
And the partnership that's between us is the same way, because all of us at Karma Yoga, and my journey was to take me to this place of being of service and really understanding what my destiny was as well. So we'll dive into that, to what we're going to do together.
That's perfect.
I know. So we're just starting this venture, and we're going to call it The House That Karma Built, which I really like.
Yeah, a very exciting project and very exciting partnership for us.
And you've already found our location, right?
We have. Okay. We have a piece of property in Commerce Township. It's across the street from a lake. It's a beautiful piece of property. It's got an old house on it right now that we're going to tear down. And I had the opportunity of actually visiting the property and a couple of the neighbors last Friday. And so far, all the folks I talked to are very excited, not only for Habitat, but for Karma Yoga, partnering with Habitat to do a build and serve a family out there in Commerce.
So are we in a neighborhood? Or?
Yes, it's actually an established neighborhood in one of the lake's communities, and it's very much a mixed neighborhood.
Nice.
So it's just a great spot for a Habitat house.
Great. So my journey into calling you and saying I really want to do this was I've been at your fall fundraiser, which we'll talk about. It's coming up again in November, several years in a row. And in my line of work, I'm always listening to that inner voice. And the inner voice said, you need to build a house. And I was like, really? Okay. And it just felt really strong. And so I came up to Joyce and you and talked to you about, let's talk about this. I want to learn what it's about, because I know the philosophy and know the mission of Habitat. We've all heard about it through our years, but I really wanted to know, is this something we could do, and how do we do it? And so I approached you and said, tell me what to do. What are we going to do? So we met, and it just is such a synergy between your mission in Habitat and our mission in helping people with yoga. So let's start there about that connection.
Okay. Well, Habitat's mission statement is seeking to put God's love into action. Habitat brings people together to build homes, communities, and home. Mm-hmm. And our program is an empowerment program. It's not a giveaway program. We create a path that allows people to attain home ownership, and they do it on their own. We just provide the path, and we're there as a support system for them, much like the community that you create in the yoga community. It's really one of empowerment. And so your philosophy on the yoga community and why you're here and being of service fits very perfectly with the Habitat mission, where we bring people together to accomplish great things. We build people up, and I mean, it's very exciting.
Very exciting.
Great alignment.
I love at the fall extravaganza where we get to meet some of the families that have walked through this journey, and they tell their story, and it was hugely profound for me.
And it's what really drives us, because in Oakland County we're in a really unique situation, because we live in one of the wealthiest counties in the nation, but yet 10% of our population lives in poverty, and another 14% lives below the 80% area median income, and that's really the area of the population that we serve. Okay,
Right.
It's those that are generally working, but can't seem to get over that next hurdle
Right.
to provide a better living situation for their families. So, there's such a great need for that, and that's why it's great that your philosophy is to be of service, because again, we provide an opportunity for a lot of people here in Oakland County to get involved, to not only be a part of a community, but to actually be community.
Right.
And that's the great part about it. And I sense that in your yoga studios. It really is about, it's not just about in my individual practice when I'm there, but I like the whole sense of community. It's just a different energy when you walk in, and I'm really looking forward to that energy being a part of what we do in the world of Habitat.
Well, it's no coincidence that when we started talking about this, and you came and took your first yoga class, right?
My first ever yoga class in my whole life, and it was awesome. It was amazing. And that started something that I can't control anymore.
It's like incredible that it aligned with what we're starting here.
Yeah.
And I love when you write me and tell me about your experiences on your mat and with the teachers, and you're like, I'm not putting anything on my schedule Mondays and Wednesdays now, because that's a priority.
It really is. I've actually canceled my gym membership because yoga has taken over my physical activity, that time I carve out of a very busy schedule. And I'm really committed to it now. So it's doing great things for me. And as I told you in one of my notes, I feel like a child in this whole experience, because it's so new. And who would have thought it would take all these years to finally experience something that great?
Right. Well, as I always say, yoga finds you when you're ready for it.
Yeah.
Your soul has to do a certain amount of work or be ready at that point to feel like you want to even come in. Because a lot of people are afraid about yoga, and they think that yoga is about just the positions you do with the body, and what Westerners have really done is making it such a workout, and I can't do it if I'm not flexible, and It's not true. It's really an empowerment path, as you say your mission is at Habitat, where we help people really kind of step back into their life, and where things have gotten shut down, they've maybe depressed, or doctors send people to us all the time if they're anxious, they have a lot of stress, and they've lost their connection to something bigger than themselves. Mm-hmm. So when you said just earlier that Habitat is this path for the families, yoga is a path. And yoga does mean union, actually. So when you do your work on the mat, for instance, our name, Karma Yoga, you clear out the karmas by removing stress and tension in the nervous system and the body and the brain, and ancestral patterning that says you can't do it, you're not good enough, which families will also go through when they don't feel they can step into home ownership. When we start to clear that stuff out, we realize the union or the yoga can happen, and that means to yoke with a higher power. This is the journey of yoga. It gets us to that place of knowing who we really are and what we're capable of being, and finding that destiny that we came here to do. So have you seen that with the families, like a whole nother thing has opened up for them when they receive a home? And do the work towards it?
Definitely. Some of the stories are just phenomenal. The things that happened after they attained home ownership, mm-hmm. and they were able to move into the security of their own home. The benefits are well known for families. Kids do better in school. Children are healthier because they have the security of knowing that there really is a place for them to sleep and it's theirs.
Yes.
So many benefits. There's been all kinds of studies done about the benefits of home ownership, and we really do take it for granted, mm-hmm. In our lives here, especially in Oakland County. And there are so many people who don't know what it means or don't have that opportunity to have their own home. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, we don't have affordable rental property for those in the low to mid-income brackets. And so they're spending so much money on housing that they have trouble putting food on the table. Or they're having trouble buying decent clothes for the kids to go to school. That's why a lot of the schools now are switching to uniforms, because it really relieves that burden of
right.
clothing
right.
In the low income areas. So
everything you're describing is exactly the same thing we see when people step on our yoga mat or meditation. They receive the exact same benefits, especially children. We have family yoga, children's yoga, mm-hmm. prenatal yoga, spirit baby yoga, all about empowering the parents to become more conscious so that they're more sensitive to the children, and then healthiness, and it's just a better way to raise our families.
Definitely.
So this is going to be such a fantastic journey to do together. And one of the things I'm really excited about is that we're going to work alongside the family, right?
Definitely.
And the family hasn't been picked yet.
That's correct. We have not identified the family for this project. I expect the family's going to find us. Mm-hmm. That's usually the way it happens.
Yeah.
So one of our requirements is that the family has a willingness to partner with us, and that means that we have a requirement where they have to put in 300 hours of sweat equity themselves.
Great to know. Wow.
So again, it's not a handout, it's a
right.
hand up. We create the path, but they're doing the work. So, and we bring the community together to, bring a lot of hands in, and, it makes the whole project possible.
So how much are we with the family, or in touch with the family, or working with the family?
Well, it varies until we get to know who that partner family is, but typically we try to get the family, we encourage the family to be out on the job site as much as possible while the volunteers are there, because mm-hmm. that building that relationship is very important to the process. Mm-hmm. It's not just relationship with Habitat staff, or the Habitat family as we call it, but it's also the relationship with the volunteers, so that volunteer experience builds community around that homeowner.
And as you're talking about, the Karma community is really unique You know, this is a lot of times for people, their sanctuary when they come to Karma. This is their place where they can really feel safe and actually be vulnerable. And how often in our own homes can we even feel that way? So my vision is to bring into this home that we're going to build with you that vibration, that frequency of sanctuary, of safe, of love, of light. And because we really live our yoga at Karma, we're really happy about that. You know, all my staff, they're not just not their part-time job. It's not a hobby. This is our lifestyle. So we want to bring in, as we're hitting those nails and helping build and on this project, all that love, all that light. I mean, I really see playing mantras in the house while we're building, meditating before we start on a build day. Maybe all of us doing a 40-day meditation together, which we do just at home every day, but we know it's going to support this project. So the sky's the limit.
Well, and you know, I just want to point out too that, you know, the roots of Habitat are a Christian organization. Yeah. And really everything you said, you're using different words, but we're really talking about the same thing, right? We're talking about God, we're talking about a higher power. Christianity has had its practices over the years, and really it's about, you know, one of the things that I've been focusing on lately is finding God within, so the higher power within. And in Christian terms we call it God, but you know, I hear the word source and universe and higher power and the light, and really we're talking about exactly the same thing.
We're all going the same place.
We're going to the same place.
There's only one.
And you know, I think deeply we all want the same thing for ourselves too when we get ourselves focused, right?
Yes.
And that's why this partnership to me is so exciting, because when I go to your yoga studio, I feel that energy. I feel that positive, that light, and I want to come back. I want to be a part of that, and to bring that into the process of building community makes all the sense in the world, because it's a great positive energy that just, you know, that's what keeps me coming back. That's why I cancel my gym membership, because I want to be a part of that personally, and I think it's a perfect fit for Habitat and what our mission is.
It is. It's so incredible. So let's talk a little bit about when you just mentioned something just triggered me in the house. And we know in the terms of yoga, there's a chakra system. It's an energy system. And the root chakra is the one that's really got to be stable for all of us to feel that we could possibly even expand up into our full potential as a human being. What you said, we all want the same thing. We want success, love, happiness, health, prosperity in all forms, fulfill our desires. This is what we're here for. We're not here to suffer. We're not here to, you know, have a lower vibrational experience. We can lift ourselves up out of that, and sometimes we need help from others as us to be of service to do that. But a house, health, family, and finances is the root chakra. And if you don't have one of those stable, it's really hard to do all what I just talked about.
Very true.
So we're going to really help together set that root chakra firm, stable, and grounded for our family. That's
How
a pretty
cool is
cool.
that?
Is that
I've
cool?
never heard it described that way.
So that's what it is.
That is exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah, if you don't have that root chakra stable and grounded, it's really hard to even expand from there at all. And those are the pieces: family, finances, health, foundation, home. So,
right.
Yeah.
So the Karma community gets to be a part of all that.
I know.
In this particular project. Let's talk about finances for a minute, that financial piece. So Habitat has a program we call Habitat University.
Yeah.
And in the Habitat University program, we have people who apply to us to be a part of the program, but might not quite be ready financially.
Sure.
And sometimes it's just their credit score, you know, this guideline that's placed
this number
over
that's put on our
we become a number, right? But in order to make it all work, we have to make sure people fall within a certain financial ability. And if they're
Sure.
not ready, Financial University is a program where they work one-on-one with a financial counselor to actually help get them ready.
How great is that? You
Well,
offer
and the
that?
great thing about the program is that some of the families, after they have gone through the program, they get to a point where they can go out and buy a house without the Habitat program. So it really is empowering them to go out and improve their current situation so that they can take the next
What a
steps
gift.
towards homeownership. So we have that educational program that helps with the financial situation of the family. And then as part of our partner program with our families, we also have a financial education component as well as what it means to be a homeowner. And then we have some fun classes like interior decorating and how to do home maintenance.
Oh, and we all need that.
Well, and most of our partner families have never owned a home before,
Sure.
and many are the first in generations to ever have owned a home.
Oh, wow.
So we want to prepare them for success, and so that's what our educational program is meant to do.
You're really just doing all sides so that they can start their venture really successful from the beginning.
We want to lay that foundation.
There's that root chakra.
Right.
All right.
So we want them to understand what it takes to move forward.
We're going to really have a beautiful journey of up the chakra system, really. Moving from the root to the heart to love to the crown chakra for connecting them
Yeah.
on our same mission.
And the best part of the whole process is when the family's ready to move into that house and we dedicate that house. So we've built that foundation, and
Right.
they're ready to go out and continue their life on their own. And it's full of love and tears and celebration because of all the work that all the volunteers have put into it, all of the support from sponsors and those that have given gift in kind. And it's always an amazing event to celebrate a successful community.
What a coming together.
Yeah.
So I'm already getting e-blasts out about forming my steering committee, and the committees are different, like development, PR, marketing, volunteers, our kickoff event. You say we're going to have a demolition event because there is an existing structure on the space.
Yes.
So our audience can go on the website. We're getting a website page put up right now for the Habitat project, and so they can also sign up for our newsletter and our e-blast to stay right on top of being a part of this project. And the timeline is going to be such that we'll have our kickoff event in October. We might have a demolition event this summer, you think?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
And then we're looking at maybe breaking ground in May and kick off the building in June 2016.
That's a good broad brush
Right.
schedule. Yeah, that's
Just to
what
get
we're
excited.
shooting for.
And for everybody to plan their life now, because this is coming and we're going to
Yeah.
be doing it together.
Well, and the great thing about planning your life is we need people to be involved, and they can choose how much they want to be involved.
Great.
So if someone wants to just commit a couple of days, they can do that. If someone wants to be a part of the steering committee and really dig in deep and make a commitment over the next year to really to share their gifts, because that's what really being on the committee is about. We're looking for people who fit well and want to be a part of something bigger than all of us, because that's really what it is.
Right.
So a gift of administration, someone who's got the gift of gab or reaching out to people and building relationships and wants to be a part of PR or
Great.
whatever that particular gift is.
Right.
That's really what we're looking for
Right.
for your steering committee. And we pride ourselves on unique partnerships, so there's a place for everybody, and if sometimes people come to volunteer with us and they don't really know what they want to do, they just like the idea, they're
Yeah.
feeling something, we find a place.
Yeah, I've already started a list. I got a spreadsheet going of those kind of people that said, I want to be involved, I don't know, I'm open to anything. I've already heard from other yoga studios or
Wow.
yoga teachers from other yoga studios want to be listed. So I'm kind
That's
of
great.
Yeah, I'm already lit up about that. How about the yoga community coming together under something like this, which would be great.
That'd be very cool.
And then I've heard from one of my students who's involved with the local Sacred Heart, and they want their senior girls to be part of this. My son's a sophomore at Western Michigan University. He's part of Lambda Chi fraternity. They all want community service hours. They all want to come and work on a day.
Perfect.
I mean, I'm hearing from so many people already that want to come together.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. So in November, the 17th, right, is your fall extravaganza? 19th.
Yes.
November 19th is the fall extravaganza, which is a really important fundraiser for Habitat.
It is.
And like I said, when I was there, and I think I heard you mention at that one, that the average age of a homeless person in Oakland County was 9 years old. That did it for me. I'm like, we have to build a house.
Yeah, that's another one of those silent problems that we really don't realize.
No.
And you know, anyone who wants to go out and Google that, okay, all they have to really do is look at the paid lunch program in our school systems to know that there are a lot of children that have needs,
Right.
that aren't being met with the current situation in their household. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. I tell people that, you know, in Oakland County, one of the wealthiest counties in the nation, we should be able to solve this problem.
Yeah.
We have the resources to
We
solve
certainly
this problem
do.
if we get enough people brought together to put their heads to it and to really just share a little bit of our resources and our gifts and our energy. It's really all it takes.
And everything's energy anyway, so when we light that match, it's just going to and expand. Tell us about the extravaganza.
Okay, so November 19th at the Townsend Hotel.
Right.
It's our annual fundraising event. It's a beautiful event. Our entertainment for the evening is Alexander Zonjic, the famous jazz musician. Alexander brings his personality and some amazing musicians with him, and the entertainment is just phenomenal.
That's a great evening.
It's a quick, compact evening on a Thursday night. We won't keep people there with a long program. They limit me to 30 seconds of speaking, and I usually go to 7 minutes. But you know, it's done very well. It's a great opportunity for people to bring clients for a nice evening out. The Townsend always does a superior job. It's a very high-class event.
Good.
We will have auction this year, which will be fun. We haven't had an auction in the past, but it's not going to be hundreds and hundreds of items. It's going to be a few very nice items.
It's a quick auction that's got really great
very
items.
Quick, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have these cards at the studio for the extravaganza. We'll put it on the website when we get that page up. And they can also just go on the Habitat for Humanity Oakland County website to get a table or a chair or a tent.
HabitatOakland.org is our website.
Okay,
so,
great.
Yeah, we'd love to have people join us.
It's such a great evening.
Yeah.
So I think we're close to wrapping it up. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention in the last minute, 30 seconds?
Well, no, just that we're going to have fundraisers for the Karma House. So you're planning some fundraising events for that. There could be a lot of opportunities to get involved, and I'm very excited and honored to be a partner with the Karma Yoga community.
The house that Karma built.
How great is that?
Thank you. So listen, you want to get involved in this amazing project, go on our website, www.karma-yoga.net, and look forward to connecting with you. We're forming the committee now, and we want you on it. Sat Nam.
May the